So welcome back, VMworld Barcelona 2017. We are down here at the breakout, and I've got Emad and William here, and well, let's talk vCenter. So this morning at with Pat in the keynote, he basically started off saying, and Ray O'Farrell, he basically started out saying, we've listened to our customers and we're moving away from the Flash client to HTML5. The crowd started clapping. And he didn't mention it, and I think that's kind of a shame. That's what I want to talk to you guys about. We're also moving away from the Windows appliance vCenter into VCA. Just to start off with, why?
So if you look at historically with Windows, it's a more complicated model, right? I have to deploy the operating system, then I have to go over here and deploy a separate database. I also have patching and things like that. So the maintenance model is a lot more cumbersome than the appliance model. The appliance introduced a simpler, easier model. So basically I just deploy an OVA, answer a few questions through the wizard, and I'm up and running, right? And now VMware owns the entire stack when it comes to the appliance, right? So we're now introducing Photon OS as the operating system in 6.5 for the appliance. We have the vPostgres database, and then the vCenter server application. So if you do have any issues, you can now contact VMware support, whereas in the old Windows model, you actually had to contact, let's say, Microsoft for the operating system or the database in case of SQL, maybe Oracle if you were using Oracle database, and then VMware for the application. So now we've simplified everything, and we've actually sped up day one, because now you deploy the appliance at a quicker pace, and you're up and running. Now you can start day two.
So a lot of the customers that are still using the Windows version of a vCenter, are you getting pushback from them? And if you are getting pushback, what are their reasons for pushing back?
Yeah, so one of the pushbacks we got a couple of releases ago, the primary driver actually is an update manager. Even though the vCenter server appliance gets them off of Windows, which has great operational model, reducing the licensing cost to it, the downside was that the customers was like, we still have to run update manager, which many of our customers use for patching our infrastructure. In 6.5, we've actually solved that particular problem, and now update manager is now embedded into the appliance, and so that has really been the last stick for our customers to move over and all that. And once we've done that, many customers are happy with it and starting the migration process.
So, new features, are we going to do like we did in the past? We're going to try and fly two planes at the same time, or is one of the planes going for a soft landing?
Right. So in 6.5, one thing that we've introduced is all the new features are only available within the vCenter server appliance. So for example, we have file-based backup restore. Right? That capability allows us to back up the vCenter server appliance, and if something happens, we can now immediately restore without the use of any agents or anything like that by simply mounting the ISO and then pointing back to one of the protocols that is supported, and now we can deploy a brand new fresh appliance, layering on top the identity, and then restoring it from backup. Another feature is native vCenter server high availability, which a lot of customers have been asking for a long time. So now we introduced that for the first time, and again, only for the appliance.
That sounds good. William, anything you'd like to add on VCA that we haven't covered yet?
Yeah, there's actually a couple other features. So one of the big advantages is a brand new REST API that we exposed. Something that we've been working on is transitioning from a SOAP-based API over to a REST-based API, and just making it simpler for our customers to access. REST is a very easy way to consume our APIs. That's another unique feature of the appliance. We also have a brand new management appliance interface that not only allows you to easily monitor and configure the appliance, but it gives you visibility into the database if you need to know information about that, integration into the operating system, and this is all only available within the appliance. And the idea is, again, is not only simplifying day one operations like Emad mentioned, but we're enhancing day two operations and day end operations and all that, and making the simplified management. So these are all capabilities of only that's available in the appliance.
So I think one of the asks that I see personally with the people that I talk to is, how do we start tweaking this VCA appliance to use slightly less memory in home labs? All of us have actually got into a race to try and get the thing, especially VCA, to use less memory for home labs. So is there some secret blog coming out in the near future that's going to do that for us, or William?
I don't know. I think there's a blog out. Was it Virtually Ghetto? I think there's a guy. He's a great chap, though. Yeah. So actually, there's a couple of things that's changed in the appliance. One of the nice thing about the VCSA is that as you add memory, right, we will dynamically reconfigure the services, right. So it's optimal. In the Windows world, you're editing Java heap memory, so it's not ideal. Now you want to go the other way around. So obviously, this is a home lab. You're in this not supported realm, but I get what you're doing because I have the same challenges. There's a couple of tricks. One of the things is, if you don't need all the services. So for example, if you're not using content constant library, it consumes services when it's running if you don't need update managers. So one trick is you can actually disable some of these services, and yeah, there may be a blog post out there that'll talk about which service that you may not need, and one of the tricks is you can actually turn off those services and reduce the memory. I know for the latest 6.5 U1, I've been able to push it down to about 6 to 7 gigabytes, and performance is actually pretty decent, runs at several dozen ESXi hosts, but I believe you can probably tweak it a little bit more and all that. And so, yeah, check that Virtually Ghetto guy out. It might be something out there.
Thank you very much for your time, guys. I know you're very busy, and enjoy Barcelona.